Well, it's been the defining royal drama of our generation, the exit of Harry and Meghan and the subsequent fallout that fractured the House of Windsor. For years, we've wondered what really happened behind palace walls when the Fab Four fell apart.
A new biography, William and Katherine, is finally giving us the inside story. And author Russell Myers joins us now with the down low. Rusty, congratulations. I know you've been working so hard to get this up, and it's one that we're super keen to hear about. So we've heard so much from the Sussex side, but your book has a look at Katherine's perspective.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Yeah, it's been a labour of love for many, many months. And, you know, these stories seem sort of tried and tested. We've heard lots and lots of versions of them. But when I sort of sat down to look at the other side of a lot of these stories and how William and Katherine are sort of trying to evolve the monarchy in their vision. And when you're speaking to people very, very close to them, you get a sense of the sort of fractiousness that has gone on. We know that very, very clearly, but about their own personal feelings. And certainly, you know, the Fab Four fracturing, Harry and Meghan leaving. And I got a sense of that William and Katherine were really, really sort of struggling to keep the gang together at the time and certainly keep the monarchy on track, because if they're not popular with the next generation, then they've got a really, really big job on their hands to try and make the monarchy survive in the long term.
I guess some of the early signs that we saw, Rusty, of this sort of breakdown in that relationship was that flower girl drama. Did we get to the truth of whether Kate did make Meghan cry that time?
Well, you know, it's often a case of he said, she said, because, you know, there's very much of a sort of people accusing each other in that sense of drama. But listen, I think we saw from Harry's book, Spare, that he said that he'd given an account of it, that Kate had made Meghan cry and Meghan had possibly made Kate upset of something that she said. What I can confirm is that, there was a lot of needle between the two camps, certainly. And there was certainly a lot of disagreements at the time. You know, Kate found Meghan abrasive. She tried to bring her into the royal fold. And Meghan really, really didn't see it that way. They weren't treating the staff very well. There was a toxic atmosphere. We saw a lot of the staff leaving at the time. And one thing I thought was very, very interesting was how Katherine thought that it was inevitable that they would both leave the royal fold like they did, because of the way that they were very, very unhappy about sort of playing into the hierarchy of things.
So effectively what Kate found is that, that Meghan isn't rude. She's just got a resting rude face. Something like that.
I think she did actually find her very rude, and I think the staff did as well. I mean, the sort of exits of the number of staff that they had working for them speaks for itself, doesn't it? I mean, there were absolutely a cascade of people who were very, very unhappy. There was a toxic atmosphere. And there were attempts to try and make everything work for Harry and Meghan. Certainly, both Kate and Sophie, the Countess of Wessex at the time, really tried to bring her into the royal fold. And Meghan didn't really see that she needed any help. And unfortunately, when you're joining a business such as the firm, and it's not only a family, but it's a business as well, you probably need all the help you can get. And unfortunately, Harry and Meghan didn't see it that way.
It's interesting because I guess in hindsight it kind of looked like this relationship or this friendship between the four of them may have been doomed from the very beginning. But was there a moment when Kate and William realised that this was a situation past the point of no return?
Well, there's probably several moments, and it depends, who you've spoken to. And I've spoken to nearly 100 people for this book. It's taken months and months of research and doing interviews. And there are several flashpoints because, certainly there were issues with William and Harry's relationship right back to their adolescence. There was competition, there was jealousy, there was issues when they were trying to work out what their future would be. There was an issue with Meghan when she came into the royal fold. She was very successful in her own rights, and she'd spoken at the UN. She had a successful career. And I think there was a bit of a sense of that she thought she would be absolutely fine. But like I said, there was certainly a very, very different situation when you get into the royal family. It's not a normal organisation, and you need to, like I said, you probably need all the help you can get.
Over the years, we've seen plenty of, great bands of the world split up and then reunite some years later. Is there any chance of getting this Fab Four back together?
I think for the Fab Four, that is for the history books, unfortunately.
Ooh.
But there is certainly a question over whether Harry could be welcomed back into the fold. You know, Meghan hasn't been here for a long, long time. The last time she was here was for the Queen, for the Prince Philip's funeral, rather. And when you look at the relationship now, it is pretty much on the floor. And I think that when you look at whether she wants to come back, less so. Harry certainly wants reconciliation with his family, and unfortunately I think that he's going to have to eat a lot of humble pie before he actually gets his brother speaking back to him. But you know, whether the king does, you know, he's 77 now, he has been in ill health, and there's certainly a willingness on his part, but you know, as I say in the book, there is certainly a lot of distrust there, and Harry and Meghan need to try and make amends in that sense.
Well, you've got the inside running. You're a fabulous writer. Rusty's new book, William and
Yes,
Katherine,
congrats.
The Intimate Inside Story, hits shelves on February 24. We love you, Rusty, and love your work.
Can't wait to read it, Rusty. Thank you.